Urfreshtv Sports FOE Extra, episode 25. Today we have a room full of females. To my left, it is not the real V10. We have Sean Marie.
Hello.
Sean, how you doing? You alright?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for jumping on, co-hosting today. Jumping in for V, who is in the room.
Super sub.
Super, yeah, we roll on, roll off. So if you don't pull up your socks, you'll be coming on half time. I tell you that much. And in the room with us today, although we waited for you for about an hour,
Woo.
TYRA, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How's your day been?
It's been alright.
Cool. Next to TYRA we have LESHA.
Hello.
What do you want me to call you?
Leash.
Leash. I did come outside looking for you, but I don't know where you was.
I was
Hiding, waiting for your friend. Okay, I know.
Because I didn't want to look. I told her I don't want to be outside looking like I don't know what I'm doing.
And at the back of the room, we have Sidestep Sally. Lucia, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Firstly, thank you for everyone for taking up time out your Friday evening to come and jump on the FOE Extra podcast. It means a lot to us. Plan for today, general chit chat about today's game, women's game, what's going on in the game, and talk about your personal journeys to where you are now. Is that good? Sean, anything you want to add?
No, let's go.
You're ready to go. And we're going to start with Luke.
No, I thought he was going to go with the side steps again.
I put it once because I don't want to get on your nerves. You take a time out of your day, you know, to come here. Talk to me. Where did it start? Well, firstly, what are you doing right now in the game? I know it's lockdown, but just before lockdown, what was you doing?
All right, so I am a first team coach at St Margaret's-Bury, who is an Essex Senior League, Step 5 club there. And also I'm a coach. That's kind of my job anyway, where I'm coaching development programs or in the community stuff. So working with youth as well.
Cool. And that coaching job is in the men's game, isn't it?
Yes, it's men's senior. Yeah.
Good. So why be a coach? Where did it start? Why?
So I mean, I used to play.
Just a bit.
No, well,
decent level.
I was bagging goals. I'm not gonna lie to
Flex,
you.
maybe. Show them.
But yeah, that kind of ended fairly soon.
Where was you playing?
So Hendon Ladies, Tottenham Ladies. But I tore my ACL when so my career ended like before I was 18. So it was short lived.
But you're banging in goals.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. What was playing like for you? Why football? I think when we had Sean on, I asked Sean to say, why football? What was it?
You know what it was? I think the area that I lived on an estate.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to this when you're living on an estate. Football, especially when you're in the 90s, is your go-to play. Like you go outside, you go play football.
They won't know about.
In the
90s.
But yeah, so there weren't no video games and things. People were going out, people were playing out. So football was a big thing. So I'd play with my brothers, play with the people, friends around the estate, and I think that's where it grew. That's where the love for it came, because I was just going home, chucking down my bags, and like, I'm going to play. Like switching off, I'm going to go play. Yeah. So that's where it kind of started. Yeah. And then again, because of the kind of era that we were in, it got to a point where at that point female clubs and female training weren't really that noticeable. Weren't really about. Also, socials weren't really about. It's not like you can click down, but there's looking for players or whatever.
You got to go in the newspaper.
Exactly, yeah. But even then, I didn't.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Oh my god!
There was a graft, man.
You just see the personal joke. I just see the look.
It's not me, guys. She looks like it's not me.
Wow, sorry.
And so it begins. Just remind me of my age. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It's alright, we're all here.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was playing for boys teams.
Okay.
So I was in boys teams, playing for boys teams.
What was that like, playing in the boys team?
To be honest, back then I just saw it as normal, playing football. I didn't see them as boys, I just saw them as players. So, I mean, and I was so young at that age, all I was literally doing is enjoying it. So I weren't ever thinking about, is they're boys, or this is, I was just enjoying it. Yeah. Just saw it as normal, because it was a very big, like, it was my space, my space, my safe place that I felt confident in. Yeah. I might not be confident in the other side of things. When it came to football, I'm there. I might not be loud, but I'm showing my confidence in my game. So, you know, that was my place that I know that I can just be happy, and that's where it started really.
Cool. And then obviously you embarked on the coaching journey, but I think we should hold it there and then we'll come back to the coaching journey. Thank you very much. Leash,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Not too bad. So obviously you two are you're a lot younger than Lucia and myself.
A lot younger. Do you have to be
Sorry,
a lot?
but that's why I said and myself as well, because I didn't want to just leave you out there.
Remember, you're a little bit older than me. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for that. Yeah, so you play right now as well,
Yeah.
right? Why football? Again, the same question. Obviously, it's a different era.
Yeah.
So I suppose you didn't look in the newspaper.
No, I didn't look in the
Newspaper. So how did football come about?
I'm so sorry. I didn't look in the newspaper, but how I started off, like every weekend I would go down to my dad's. He always had me doing some type of sport. So
Okay.
it started off with football because my uncle is a football coach.
Okay.
But similar to your story, when I was doing that every Saturday, it was literally I was the only girl. And even when he was speaking, he'd be like, "Oh, boys and girl." Literally just had to remember. But yeah, I started off like that, and then I joined like a Sunday League team when I was about 7 or 8. I played like one season and then I stopped. Did athletics for a bit. Wanted to be a athlete. Tore my hamstring about 3 times, and I said never again. Not athletics, and because it's an individual sport.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of the pressure and the stress. So I was like, no. Went back into football and I haven't looked back.
Cool. What away from football? What else you do?
I'm at uni.
Uni.
So I'm in my last year, sports science.
How's that going?
Oh, okay. it's going.
Why sports science again then?
Sports is that's just me. I can't imagine myself doing anything but sports.
How do you find Sunday League? How do you find it? Do you enjoy it? What's the standard like?
It depends who you play against.
It depends who you play against.
Yeah.
For real, because like some teams, like you would think it's like Premier League, and it's literally just like, I know they're taking it serious. I take it serious as well, but boy, like the cursing and the swearing, and you know, really
Is that because you're playing against people that are older than you?
Yeah, I'm the youngest in my team.
Okay.
I'm the youngest.
You got to hold that, that's going to carry on.
Oh, 100%. But it's just like the way they carry on is just a bit, it's a bit much sometimes.
There's something that I wanted to ask you because you said that you were the only girl.
Yeah.
How old was you then?
Oh God, I was about 5, 6.
5, 6. So that's about 15 years ago, let's say. So we're talking 2005, 2006. Quick maths, you get me? So
I was trying to work out in my head.
yeah, don't chat to me. So then you would have been around what age doing the same thing when you was the only girl in the team?
We're 30.
That was the other day.
Yeah.
though.
No.
I'm joking, Luke.
I know she is. It's
So how
alright,
old
I'm
would you have
bypassing.
Sorry.
Sorry.
How old would you have been? How old would you have been?
2005.
15 years ago.
No, how old was you when you was the only girl on the team?
In mid-90s. So I was like 8.
So we're talking. Let me
So
just
well,
throw out. Let's say
10,
95 or
9
something.
years,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're talking 10 years later, no progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
crazy.
That's where I was going with this. I know it
Yeah.
seemed long-winded.
No, that
That's the point I was trying
It's
to make.
very slow filters.
Yeah,
through
10
everything,
years,
you know?
no progress.
Before we come on to Tyra, why do you think there's been no progress? Why?
No,
There
you
wasn't.
don't want me to
no one
answer
was
that question,
like,
you know.
no one was. Really, I think no one was really asking
question.
for
Do
it.
you know what?
that
I
makes
think a part of it is that when a lot of females get into football, it's more like they're doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you've got a little boy or something, it's like, yeah, let's make him the next Messi or
Footballer,
Ronaldo.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they've got that platform.
It's not,
Where-
let's rank it.
Do you know?
Yankee
Yeah,
or
like what we
something
spoke
that.
about. Yeah,
Before,
I think it's because
You're gonna say it. You said you didn't want to say
no,
it.
because we spoke about that. We part that one. So I think it's because of I don't know if I mentioned it before about the history behind women's football and that early like Second World War time when women's football was bigger than men's and it got taken away from us. So the FA
Yeah, and it was
banned. The
centuries
FA banned
before
us.
it came back.
Oh,
You
is
know.
it?
You're not looking at me like it was my fault.
See?
Like,
You're about to learn something today, girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more popular.
Yeah, it's true. Women's football was bigger, so the FA banned it to encourage more men to play. So now what's happening is that we're talking like 1920s kind of time, yeah. So the fact that it's taken 10 years with no progress is because we're talking 60, 70 years of stuff we're having to now unwrite.
Yeah, because they
you know
actually
what I
banned
mean?
it for about, it was
It
ridiculous.
was banned
amount
for
of
a
century.
time.
Yeah.
I don't think we could play again until like 1980 or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It was like a
it was
long time.
ridiculous.
Wow.
So because of that, now the fact that there's 10 years between your playing journeys and now that and there's been no progress is because it's probably going to take another 70 years to unwrite everything that they done. Do you know what I mean? So when I
Yeah.
see the FA making this big scene about women's football, I think, well, you should, because you banned it in the first place.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
anyway, this is why you shouldn't get me on podcast. I start talking loud.
So, oh my God, you got that just you feel
Drops
good
my
now?
I feel
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, you feel better now. Cool. Tyra, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. Good. Thank you for coming, making it here. In the end, you know,
Thanks for having
better
me.
late than never.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Football. When did you start? Why?
I think I started quite late. In year 6, what, you're 11, 12 years old, so I think I started in year 6. Started playing for Brentford.
What? Just
You just walked in
yeah,
at
just.
Brentford.
I don't like football, but
I just
I'm gonna
started
go and
playing for
play
Brentford.
No,
I want you to go to the beginning because you didn't go to school and they go. You know what?
You just walked into Brentford.
Shout Brentford quickly. I'm coming. Yeah. So talk to me. Don't be modest. Talk.
I had a one-to-one with this coach called Mr. Dogood, and taught me how to dribble, and then in the mornings you get to school early, and I think I just banged the ball in. Everyone just goes, "Oh my gosh, like who's this?" There was like no girls playing. I think I was in trousers and a hoodie. And I just banged it. They was like, "Nah." Then my teacher got me involved with Brentford. Then I was at Brentford, and then
So you
just
went from an
there.
environment where you didn't play and you went straight into girls football, right? So you wasn't the only girl playing. You went into an environment where you. Was,
I was playing with the boys in school. We had something called the Mayor's Cup. We had a mixed team, then we had a girls team. The mixed team, I think
was
we
that
won.
Schools Cup.
Mayor's Cup, yeah. We bodied
Fulham,
it.
I'm sure Fulham. Used to,
We bodied it.
Fulham's foundation.
No, we beat Fulham.
Used to,
I don't even think Fulham was.
So
we
she
beat
hates
Fulham.
Fulham?
No, she
No,
beat
no.
Fulham.
Wow, I was this is about to go left.
No, Fulham. It was like Hammersmith and Fulham, and then it was
because
like,
that's when I was at Fulham's foundation. We used to officiate when it, ref it, and and things
we
like
had
that.
us at
Hurling
Ravenscourt Park. No,
Oh,
Ravenscourt Park.
Okay.
So all the schools would come like Wendell Park, Brackenbury, Addison, Flora Gardens, Lena Gardens. We used to body it. Oh, boys and girls, we had like the best team. I think I was playing with older boys because I was just that good.
So you did play with the boys.
Played with boys, but and girls. It was like a few girls.
Yeah,
So
But that was at school, yeah.
it was at school.
Yeah,
It was at primary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What are you doing now?
I'm a coach. A female engagement coordinator for Chelsea.
What's it like at Chelsea?
It's right. It's good. Yeah, I like it. It's decent.
How did you get involved?
I was a participant in 2014.
Kicks.
Kicks, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend just took me to Westway, and that's when I met 2 coaches, and then they was like told me to keep coming, so I became a volunteer, and then I did my level 1, got offered a job, did my level 2, got offered more hours, then applied for a female engagement coordinator role, and I got the job.
Okay. Decent. So we're gonna go back round. Luch, ACL done. Finish your career. Why coaching? Where did the coaching aspect come from? Is it because you love football so much you didn't really want to leave the game, or was it something in the pipeline while you were still playing?
So, I didn't really think about coaching because obviously when I was in my teenage years, I thought I'd be playing football for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
But then obviously once I tore my ACL, I thought I went to university, so kind of education took over for a little bit. I had a little bit of a break. But obviously when you have breaks, that's when you start missing stuff, and then you realise, I need football back. But I knew I couldn't get it in the same way that I had it because my knee was telling me, nah, it's not happening.
What did you study at uni? I didn't know this about you. I just found this out just now.
Yeah.
What did you study at uni?
Sports therapy.
Okay, sport related.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to uni and you know that was saying, I could have been pro if I didn't have it. Yeah.
That's same.
I'm still telling you.
It wasn't that one time.
I think it comes out a lot. But mine, I really mean it this time. I really mean it. No, but
I have a story. Is that your story as well?
I've never had no injuries.
You just thought, I'm just too sick for this.
I just wanted to enjoy it. It was never about like making.
Okay.
It was just enjoying it.
Hey, don't be modest, bro.
Okay.
Don't be.
I never thought I'm gonna try to be pro. I just wanted to enjoy myself and express myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, I was there to be pro. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm 15, 16 and I'm in the first team, you think you know
Yeah.
you're hoping for that.
I don't think you never think about your career ending, especially at that
exactly.
age. I think you're a lot younger, you're a lot more flexible. You never think, hang on, at this age, I'm going to finish my career, especially that way. So what is it? No thought of coaching, injury, uni, and then
and then
back.
Once I came back from uni, I started doing some sports therapy work for football clubs based on my qualification, and just being on the sideline like that just didn't feel right. I felt like, oh, am I here because I'm supposed to be here as this person doing sports therapy kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, I did want to go into it because I tore my ACL, so I thought, let me go and study injury around sport because it happened to me. That's where I related that. But when I came back, I just felt like I want to be on the sideline of football, but not
in
like
the
this.
capacity you was.
But not like this. I want to be actually involved, technically, not just being
Have you ever thought now that maybe the injury was a blessing in disguise?
Yeah. I was thinking about the other day when we were doing some stuff and having a discussion about stuff. I was just thinking, you know what? And maybe everything happens for a reason. So maybe it happened for me to actually, because I was supposed to be a coach.
All right, let me ask you a question. Would you take the injury back and continue playing, or stay on the path you are now?
You know what? That's a good question.
And you know, it's a hard question to ask because it's like, I did have the injury, so that's what
exactly.
me here now.
It's hard.
So it's very shoulda, woulda, coulda.
But you're gonna answer it.
But I'm gonna answer. Do you know what? I think what it is that I think I would have still coached, but it may have started later.
Okay.
I think that's where the difference may have been, because I even think, would I have actually gone to uni from TYRA being an injury? Do you know what I mean? So there's loads of factors in it, but there is one funny thing. I was talking to my mum. It came up a few years ago, and where I think, I came back from uni, did my level 1, and that's when my coaching started. I spoke to my mum a good few years ago, and she was like, "Nah, Lou, you know you've always had coaching in you from young." I'm like, what? You think so? Like, I don't see it. Because like back in the day, when on the estate, you were the one that was getting it right. Let's go, everyone. Let's go sort out matches. Let's go do sessions. Oh, I want to go practice my free kicks. Who's on it? Who wants to see? Oh, my goals are going to be better than yours. And I was doing that from like 10, 11. So actually having that conversation, I was like, oh, like, okay. I see where you're seeing it now, because I wouldn't have seen that at 10. I was just seeing it as, but I suppose there was a little bit in there in the sideline.
Leadership skills.
Yeah, and I just didn't know it was there until it just flourished after, when I had no choice.
Cool. And when did it first come about working in the men's game, so to speak? Because obviously now you're a manager and a coach in the men's game.
I'm first team coach.
Team coach.
So basically, when all my coaching has been mainly boys. Yeah. I mean, I have coached females as well, but I've coached boys teams. I've coached boys as my majority. I've coached them all the way up to the...
What do you prefer?
I prefer coaching boys and males.
Do you know what? I'm going to stop you because I asked you the same question. You said exactly the same thing. Why?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it depends on your coaching experience and your environment. Yeah. So I've played with boys. My first coaching role, I was coaching boys on an estate. Yeah. That's the very first role I went into. Then obviously I've coached boys teams, even though I've coached girls as well. Like I said, it's just because it's been that majority, and I've gained a lot of experience and learnt them players as a person. Because mine, even though the game's the same, there is mindsets that are slightly different. Yeah. So I think that's a part of it, and that's probably why I've grown the love in that side, that field, that side. So it's like,
when you played, was you coached by a male or a female? So
when I was in the boys' teams, I was coached by males, obviously. But when I was my Hendon coach, it was female. Okay. But yeah, the rest has been from males. Yeah.
Do you think the coaching styles are different?
You have to touch me. Don't say it.
Let me shine, bro.
Do you know what? That's what I'm getting them for you. I think the coaching styles are different, but it wasn't based on their gender, why they were different.
Okay.
So everybody coaches different. You're not going to get... You get similarities in some coaches, but...
You just get coaches that are shouty, coaches that are not... It's nothing to do with the gender, they just coach differently.
They just coach differently, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. LESHA. So I was just reading. So Tyra sent me your little portfolio over. And it says here, later down the line, you plan to build an organisation in Jamaica to help young people who want to work within sports industry get qualifications.
Yeah.
Why? What is the motivation and drive behind that? Because that's massive ambition. And I think it's similar because I know Tyra, we both work at Chelsea together. So, and obviously you Lucia, you do a lot of community work as well.
Yeah.
Why? So you got similar stories in a way and a lot of similarities to why you do them things. So why to go to another country? So obviously your roots Jamaican, background's Jamaican. Is that why does that play a part as well?
Yeah, it plays a big part.
Okay.
I'm very patriotic. If you can't see, everything I own has a Jamaica case.
Well, I see
a
your
Jamaica
car,
stick.
the
Everything
headrest.
is-
Yeah, there's flags
Has the
everywhere.
boxing gloves, everything.
The Yardman boxing club tradition.
In the house, I've
On
got the
Zoom,
big flag.
The flag.
Flags
First thing
there.
you see, Jamaican flag.
Yeah, that's how you know it's me.
Where's LESHA? Oh, the flag's there.
But yeah, that plays a big part in it. But also, like when you think of Jamaica, you just think of the athletes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Usain Bolt. Probably some footballers like Leon Bailey,
Yeah.
Sterling as well, although he plays for England.
Daniel Johnson.
Daniel Johnson, yeah.
Johnson's
Yeah,
there
but
as
you don't
well.
really think of the people like behind. So like, what's his name? Glenn Mills is Usain Bolt's coach, and all the coaches behind. And I know that there's a lot of people in Jamaica that they want to go in the sporting, like down the sporting route, not necessarily be an athlete or be a player, but they want to, be a coach. And there's not really an opportunity for them for like, it's like us is not easy, but it's quite easier. Like it's more simple process. So for
I
us,
think it's quite easy for us.
It's easier in comparison. to
yeah,
what I think
yeah.
they'd have to go
because
through in
for us, like
Jamaica.
online, we'll go online. We have to do like for FA level 1, you need the what's that thing for kids? The safeguarding, and then you apply for your FA level 1, do the pay.
Since when? Is that how it works now?
Yeah.
I thought they did your
changed it. Yeah, I
safeguarding
thought
on
they
your
did the
FA
same
level
together.
1.
You have to
Is it
do-
together?
Yeah, it's together.
Yeah.
First
My
day
bad,
is
my bad,
safeguarding.
my bad.
Yeah, I thought it was a part of the course.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. But you see how easy it is.
I can change it like that.
So you have to renew it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like Jamaica now, I don't even know if they have like a organization to get. Do you know what I
to
mean? I
get
think
them.
yeah.
So the things that come with qualifications, obviously to be a coach with under 18s, you need to be safeguarded first aid trained. So
Yeah.
you might get a qualification, but you might not get the specifics really needed with that qualification in order to help them young people achieve things or progress. So if you're not
Exactly.
safeguarding, if there's no safeguarding, you're probably going to teach young people more bad habits than good
Yeah,
habits
exactly that.
and things like that.
Yeah, and I don't just mean it in football. I just mean
In
generally,
general,
yeah, because
across
obviously, in Jamaica, the main sport's not football; it's more athletics.
Yeah.
But obviously, just not necessarily more funding, but just more help and like get them experience, I guess, for the young people.
So how far away is that for you from starting? Because you're 20, right?
I
So
am,
to have
yeah.
that ambition at 20, I think
That's fantastic.
We're
You know,
1,000,000%.
honestly, at 20,
Yeah.
like you feel like you know what you want to do, but you don't basically. So like I think for you to have an idea already
Yeah.
at 20 is amazing. You can't like don't play that down because
I
that's
think what I was doing at
that's
20.
good. I was on a joke thing. I don't know what I was doing.
I don't do it.
Actually, no, I was working in the bank. See, so completely different field. So it's
Yeah.
like if you've got a pathway already,
Yeah.
trust me, like you'd be surprised. Not a lot of 20-year-olds have that.
I was going to say that because even in the environment I work in now, like we work with young adults, so 17, 18. You're asking a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old, what do you want to do when you're older?
Don't know.
What are you good at?
Dunno.
And that's the sad thing. So to have that much ambition at 20 is huge.
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah,
trust
1
me.
million percent.
Yeah.
So you have to keep 1,000,000%, keep pushing, keep having that drive to push your
Yeah.
goals and dreams, and just make sure that you set yourself really good targets to get there. So that's superb. Let's come back to UT. So let's talk about the last year for you. What's the last year been like for you? What have you been doing the last year?
Hasn't stopped for me.
Yeah,
I see, Shan.
that's it.
What have I actually been doing?
Yeah. Right, let's talk ultimate goal. Can we talk ultimate goal?
No, we got to do before that.
Okay, wow.
Rewind it.
She's booked.
No,
for
for
a
real,
long
like
time.
it went from 2018. It's just been
Because you're always busy.
Always.
Yeah. It
Always.
started the Nike Phantoms when I got set for the Nike Phantoms to represent
Yeah.
West London.
What is the Night Phantoms? What is it?
It was like 4 girls, 4 boys, one from north, east, south, west.
Yeah.
Coming together to play like a tournament. The rules were mad. The rules were just mad. But South London won in the end.
Come on.
Big up South.
What did I tell you? You have to just listen.
South London. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
listen, they only won because the rules were.
No, don't try it.
Listen,
I want to hear the
I don't
rules.
want to
You
hear
still
it.
won.
Let me speak.
Yes, say it.
I
So the rules were obviously the boys.
Sorry, wait. Stop 2 seconds.
Let me
But
see.
you're getting mad. You already won.
Let's
So what happened was, imagine, I felt sorry for North because I think South must have beat North like 6-0. The boys beat the boys 6-0. So the girls were 6-0 down.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah. So before your man was saying South, no.
I'm still saying South because I'm boys. So
South- yeah, but we still won.
Boys, then we what?
Anyway, so
yeah.
obviously West wasn't doing too well in the first round. We was like, now we got to fix up. So come to the next round now. I think we was winning. Got to the finals. The boys lost 1-0 on their match, which means we were 1-0 down. It was 5-minute games.
I like that rule though. I
don't like that rule.
Your boys can be dead and the girls can be sick, and then the boys will be losing like 6-7-0. You got 5 minutes to get 7 goals.
That's
Then you got
long.
to get another goal just to get the
So
3
was there
points.
situations, where the girls are doing better than the boys?
Oh, look at your face. Why? Look at.
It actually was. Obviously, the girls got demotivated because obviously how the boys getting smacked 8-0. Like some of them were.
So you lot actually in a position to
wasn't
say
me.
to the boys,
It
you
was-
man are dead.
Oh,
We're
that's what I was gonna ask that.
It
So
wasn't West because West were techie. It was another side. I can't really. I'm not gonna say too much, but it was another area.
East.
Okay.
Anyways, next up.
So that's where it started. So
that's where it
yeah,
started.
and then what?
Then I just kept like I joined Rising Ballers, played a few matches with them, did a few shoots. Then
How was that? Let's talk about Rising Balls.
yeah,
How
it
was
was
it?
good.
Because
It was
obviously
decent.
the platform's very good at what it does. I know successfully they push a lot of young males into the pro game, which is good.
What
Is it-
attracted you to Rising Ballers? You going to ask?
I wasn't, but you've asked it now. So yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what I got here. That's fine. Yeah.
So I took part in the Homeless World Cup in 2018 in
Well, I was going to
Mexico.
ask that. So see,
Same page. Come on.
I took part in that in Mexico with a few of the girls.
in Mexico.
In Mexico, it was Mexico. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. One of the girls, Nancy, she's the head of. She's a baller, so she was with us as
She's
well.
the head of. She's a baller.
So
3 pointers out there.
so she was also saying to me, "Oh yeah, we're gonna set up soon." Obviously, I knew Alfie. So Alfie was like, "Yeah, Tyra, come." So when we had to trial, I trialed, got in.
Yeah. Because I was going to say quickly, the Homeless World Cup is quite a massive thing, especially for young people that are involved in like estate-based projects and things like that, right?
Yeah, drug use,
Yeah.
Homelessness,
Yeah.
all of that. Like, there's crazy stories.
Have you heard of it?
No,
Homeless World
like,
Cup?
this is
It's
new to
massive,
me.
Yeah,
it's
it's massive. It happens every year. Like there's like Norway, Mexico, Russia.
Is there an age group?
No, there's no age
No.
group. You have to be.
Anyone.
Depends on because some companies only work with 16 plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So their
paperwork
funding
is
pot
mad.
is only for 16 plus.
plus,
Yeah.
Like that.
So last year I was supposed to go. It was supposed to be in Finland,
Yeah.
but obviously COVID. So
What are they looking
It's
for?
cold.
Anyone
It's
over
cold.
25?
It's cold.
it was a sick experience, but the rules were mad. Like it's
So someone has to be in their own half at all times and things like that, innit?
so
Or in the
everyone can
opposite half.
attack.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper can't pick up the ball.
What do you mean?
So
Save
you
it.
can't pick up. You can say that we can't pick it up. So if I kick the ball back to you, you have to play with your feet.
Okay.
If the ref throws it to you, you have to pick it up and roll it out. You can't kick it out. You can't score in your own half, and then only 2 people can defend. So it's a 3v2 when the other team's attacking.
Only 2 people can
Yeah,
defend.
and
So
it's
I can't say
mad.
come back and help
But the
you.
pitch is small.
Wow.
So even the 5-a-side pitch
Yeah.
is so small. It's crazy, but it was sick. It was a good experience.
So defensively, you're always
Yeah.
Defensively, always
And
an
so there's always an
underload.
overload.
Yeah, there's always an overload
Wow.
for the other team. It's crazy.
You bagging goals?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, check it out on YouTube.
Look.
She basically just said Google me.
You Google me.
I was on my portfolio.
right, she's joined the club.
My portfolio is TYRAMILLS.space.
Give it a little shout
Promote
out.
yourself. Promote yourself.
Yeah, that's 100%.
But yeah, it was a sick experience, and then that's what attracted me to Rising Ballers. Did a few shoots, did a whole night thing with them. Night gave us probably like a grand's
You
worth
know-
of clothes and
Not
everything.
even spoke about the football, just the shoes. Got
the bees,
Gave us about a grand
boots,
worth of
got the
clothes.
playing. I got all this stuff.
Our playing was good. Like we did a session with Man City and Maz as well. I think we
Did
did a
Maz
challenge.
coach the girls?
Yeah, Maz coached the girls along with Nancy as well.
Okay.
We did a whole challenge with Man City girls with Kira Welsh, Georgia Stanway, and Jill Scott. And I think I was paired with Georgia Stanway. Obviously, check my portfolio out again. It's there. It's there. But I think
my.
Yeah, she's
It
flexing.
was sick, man. It was sick. It was a good experience. And then obviously I left Rising Boys to focus on football with Spurs and everything.
How was that?
It was good. Yeah, Spurs was good. We were winners. We didn't lose a game.
Should I check your portfolio?
I don't think I have my highlights.
Is
on
this
that
the
one.
first team or?
This is the reserves, under 23s.
Okay.
So we won. We was undefeated for the whole season, and then last year, 2019, went to Lyon to Chelsea. Took a few girls for Festival 19.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It was amazing. It was different people from different countries just coming together, just about sport. Went to watch Women's World Cup as well. Night gave us a few tickets. It was amazing. The atmosphere was great. Like there were so many people. There were so many people for the Women's World Cup. Like it was mad. The atmosphere was crazy. Like, and it was just fun. Like people were just saying hi. Like we didn't even know each other, but hi.
Yeah, it's
It was
crazy.
mad. And then went to go coach the men's team, Women's World Cup team in Cardiff. Great experience. It was mad. Met some guy from.
You went to coach them.
Yeah, coach the men's
How
teams.
did you? Sorry, I know you usually ask
Express
questions.
yourself, like.
Come sit here.
How did you find they responded when you went and coached them in Cardiff?
So at first it was a bit obviously I'm young at the age I was 19 at the time.
You're 19 coaching how old men?
The youngest was 21. The youngest was 21.
Oldest?
20. Just late 20s, late 20s.
Okay.
So it was. I think there was one big man, a couple big men. No, not
Easy
big
when
man,
you say
sorry.
big man, there's big people
I'm
here.
sorry. there was someone over the age of 33. That's not big. I'm so sorry.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
You might know something about that.
At first, it was a bit, like, who's she? What's she though? Then obviously we had a friendly against like the Northern Ireland team, and they was like, TYRA, like raw. Then I showed them videos of us playing last year and how it should be, and then after that they responded to me well. There's
Man,
videos
as soon
on
as they
my
So do you
portfolio.
That's what I was about to say.
do you think then if you didn't play or you didn't have something to show them, do you think you would have got the same level of respect?
I was assisted by a street soccer coach called Craig, so it was
McManus.
alright. Yeah, Craig McManus.
Got
Yeah,
a lot of time for that guy.
yeah, he's
a lot of
nice.
time for Craig.
Yeah, so it was actually, it depends. But the boys, they was gelling with me nicely, so it was alright.
Okay,
It
that's
was just
So you had another coach that was a male.
yeah.
Was you referring to Craig being the over 33?
No. There was some good people. So like one guy was like to me, TYRA, if you ever need a suit, I work. I said, yeah. I said,
If you ever need a suit,
if I ever need a suit, like he's like a tailor or. I said,
Is it?
cool. I said, yeah. I said, cool.
do you still chat to him?
Yeah, his number. So don't delete my contacts
Let's
ever.
talk after this.
And then after that, what happened? Ultimate Goal happened.
You've been a busy bee, innit?
Yeah, got a couple more productions coming up. Can't talk too much.
Oh.
But yeah, Ultimate Goal happened in August.
What is Ultimate Goal?
So Ultimate Goal, it was like a TV show for females. I think loads of people applied.
Is
They
it
only
like the
accepted 30
Vardy
people.
like the Vardy Academy thing, like sort of similar to that? Or do you remember Football Icon?
No.
I'm showing my age. Why you laughing? Don't do that. You don't remember Football Icon? So Football Icon was a TV show where people applied, you trial, and then Chelsea take you on, and the winner gets a contract at Chelsea. It was
No, so the final 16 wasn't like the guaranteed a contract. So it was fun. We met Farrah Williams, Rio Ferdinand. We met all of them people and Eddie
like Rio, I take it
Luco.
then?
Yeah, I like Rio.
I'm so gel.
Is that you play for Chelsea?
Rio Ferdinand.
No.
don't
last
do
person-
that.
Eddie Luco.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played for
Okay,
Chelsea
yeah.
in England. Molly and Rosie meet her. So yeah, we met all of them. It was a great experience. It was a wonderful experience. Didn't get through, but
How did you? Do you know that? So if one of the biggest things in football is rejection.
yeah.
How did that make you feel not getting through?
Honestly, I was fuming because obviously
But you always smile, like even when I watched it.
I was fuming because obviously when the last person's name got called out, everyone's watching me like, TYRA, it should be you. When my name got called out, I was just mad. But I was like them nervous smiles. Thinking, like, cool, I see how they are, but I was like, yeah, cool. So obviously when they said that, I just walked out, chilled, come back in all smiling, yep. And then after that, it was just cool. Like, I wish my friends could laugh. I
But
was like,
I think if you get a chance, maybe V, you could throw the clip up if we send it. There was some very nice words said about you
yeah.
by Enia Luco afterwards, which was really good. How do you take that? Because you know sometimes if I got dropped from anyone, yeah, but you're gonna go far. I'm like, fucking dropped me.
But you dropped
Yeah, what do you mean? Did you get what I'm saying? And I used to, I think that was maybe being very young. It's like, shut up, man. You don't want me. You're gonna do well, but you're not good enough for me.
Do you know what I think? I think talking about rejection, so the word, I don't really like using that word, but I think talking about it is important, because when you even think about it in academy levels now, I don't think a lot of those under 18s, when they don't get into that reserve or first team, there's enough for them to be able to deal with that, because sometimes football's your whole life. You've got into an academy and then you get told by the time you're 18, oh yeah, you're going.
But then
so it's like they need a bit more, I
Support.
think, start support around that.
Yeah, like they should do a thing. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing, but like there was a 18-year-old, he like killed himself because he didn't get into he got dropped from the Manchester City. And just like as an academy, there should be like, you know how you have like sports psychologists.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I suppose it leads on to the next question is,
have a backup.
Do we have a duty of care as coaches to upskill these young people more? But how do you upskill someone to deal with rejection?
I wouldn't say so much rejection, but like just teach them, or just have like a session set out weekly, like, you know, if football doesn't work out, here's something else you can do.
Because
I think they need to bring more life skills into a football environment.
Do you think coaches give young people a realistic expectation of what's going to happen in their future?
No, they do not.
No way.
I don't think so, but there's too much people on the team to be doing.
I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence with this, you know, because a story like that is devastating to hear about somebody took their own life because they feel like their life's been taken from them, basically, which is sad. On the flip side now is that like life doesn't owe you anything. So there's a little bit of like, if you apply for a job that you studied 3 years for, let's say, you don't get an explanation as to why you didn't get a job. You get a generic email to say, no, you didn't get this far, and that's it. And it's not a lot of employers that will turn around and say, this is why, because your CV said, do you know what I mean? So it's like,
I do get what you're saying in that sense. However, this is the first time I might actually be slightly.
No, we need
different.
this is good. We need this.
But
ding ding, round one.
What I'm saying is I think it's a little bit different because they've been in that environment. They've been going Monday to Friday, hours, spending their whole time, energy.
It is their life, right?
Yeah, it is their life. Yeah,
so it's not like, oh, they've applied for it and they got a no. They've been experienced that life. They've got to have that hunger. They've got that passion. They've got that feel for the environment. They're walking into the Man City training facilities, whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just cut from beneath their feet.
I think that's right, but then like it's like we could probably just go back and forth today, but I think like that you're right. I think the part that's probably difficult for academies to manage is your reason as to why you've been released, let's say. So like I know I've had to let players go in clubs because you thought it was okay to spit in a referee's hat. Do you think I've got time to support you after that? Go about your business.
Say that again?
Yeah, you heard what I said.
Spit in the referee's hat.
Do you know what I mean? Because players are doing nonsense. Do you know what I mean?
No,
so
but that's a bit different.
Yeah, so I think
that's
it depends
different.
on why you've... If it's something like you do have a talent, but you don't necessarily fit into this philosophy, I think those players need support. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, that's what I agree.
So you said about someone spitting in a ref's hat.
Yeah.
That's nothing about philosophy, though. Is that about
behaviour?
Behaviour, right?
Well, I mean, the thing is that particular player didn't have a bad upbringing. You were just showing off that day. Maybe that's the wrong word, your upbringing. But I think, is there enough of young people who are taught, you come from one environment, so let's take the cliche estate-based background and whatnot, and you act a certain way. Then when you go to an academy, the way you act has to be very different. So there's no in-between. You're not taught that. You just have to adapt to it.
And I think this is why it's more important, us as coaches in a whole platform, you need to understand that you're not only a coach. You're a teacher, you could be a mate, you could be a parent, you could be a sibling, you can be so many things. And the best way to get out of your player is by understanding your player. And everybody's heard that, and it's probably something but it needs to be reinforced more, because understanding your player and knowing where they come from, their background, if they're having any troubles maybe in their home lives or social lives, or they're under pressure on other factors. I think it's important to know that, because they might not, like I said, I've grown up on the estate, I've coached on an estate. I can see how it's very easy to fall into some wrong things, and at a young age sometimes you don't realise the impact of what you're doing is going to have on your future in that moment. So if you can give a little bit of guidance as a coach or anyone in the football environment to help that, I think it's gonna play a big part for their future, because ultimately it's gonna be their decision. You can't force someone to change if that's what they're doing. But as coaches, or even people in football, my goal, and it should be for a lot of people's goal, is to make an impact. So if you're not going out there to at least try to do that, then are you in the right environment? Feel that you're
Can I
doing?
ask a controversial question? I suppose it's not that controversial. Do you think young people from estates are overlooked because of their background they come from, and clubs don't look at the talent and they think, you know what, we won't take him on because of his background, because we have to change his mentality from being.
Yeah, they think, he's gonna have a bad behaviour, or she's gonna have a bad behaviour.
Do you think young people are
100%.
overlooked?
I think I've had like a player,
And I don't think they should. I think they should be able to find ways to be able to manage that.
Whose job is it to manage that? Whose job is it? Is it a club's job to manage?
Combo.
Is it club and coach? Do you think clubs need to upskill their coaches a lot more in order to help?
100%.
Let's go, because the way you said it.
Go on.
No, they should. I think we all need more, like, courses and everything to deal with certain players, like from a state based to academy based.
Do you think a course can teach that?
A course can't teach it, but obviously, or we need more coaches within the game or within the
I think a course can teach like troubled players, or it can be like a thing where if you've got a player from like a troubled background, you can like ways on how to deal with this.
It can give you processes and mechanisms on how to deal with behaviour. I think ultimately, relevance is massive right now. So if you have relevance to players, I think you can start 3 or 4 steps ahead. 1,000,000%. Can you teach how to?
I think there's ways that they should be able to help you to understand your player.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's difficult because, like you said, Sean, can you really teach it? Because you need to have that slightly part of you need to have that persona to be able, that person to be able to feel they can relate to you. If a youth or a young player can't relate to you, it's very difficult to get the understanding of their background, because they might not want to talk about it, or they might not think, they're not going to understand that, or they won't know what I'm talking about. And that's not what you want from your players. You want them to be able to, if you ask them something about their background, they feel comfortable in doing that, because once you know that, as youth players, you are developing players, but you're also developing people. So
your job's not just to make better players, it's to make better people.
Exactly.
I think the courses I've changed though, because I know, like, on my level 2, I feel like there's a lot less football and there's a lot more psychological now. Like in my most recent blocks,
I'll ask you a question, but only because I know who your level 2 tutor was. Do you think it's also though the tutor you have teaches you
100%?
Yeah,
100%.
Because you have the course and then you have tutors that may be relevant,
that deliver the course in a certain way. And it's a lot about, the courses are more designed around understanding a player's mind, basically, because they kind of assume that you can coach or you shouldn't be on the course. Do you know what I mean? So they're not there to teach you how to coach. They teach you how to understand your players so you can coach them better. Do you know what I mean? But you're right though, it does depend on who's delivering your course, to be honest, that's willing to design the course like that.
Cool. Let's go back to the women's game.
Yeah.
Where do you think it is at the minute in terms of female football? How do you see? Why are you laughing?
The two disappointed faces.
That's what I was going to say. So where do you see women's football? Because
I think it's shambles that.
Land.
That, like, because of COVID, like, it's all stopped.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair to have all the top ones carry on and all the other ones stop. I think it's all as important as each other. I understand,
but I think that's
for the men's and the women's.
I think that's where it no longer becomes a sport; it becomes a business.
We are 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, the clubs don't.
No, I'm not saying that's right, by the way. I'm not saying that's right.
Yeah, they just don't. Not all of these clubs have the budget in it. Like, obviously, these ones at the top, they get tested every day.
When you say these man, who's these man?
Like, as in, like, I mean,
me and V don't play.
I mean, like,
these
I mean,
man.
like, the pros that are still continuing. They've got the budget to be testing them every day and all this stuff. Like, a lot of these clubs don't.
But imagine, like, cool. Congratulations to all the reserve girls that are in WSL1 reserves and the championship girls that have made their first team debuts or signed contract. But with the national teams, their leagues, they will probably hit in first team, probably win the league, probably going to get promoted to championship. What's going to happen to that? Like, they could have made first team somewhere else, but obviously because of COVID and because of whatever's happened,
they can't.
So it's just going to put them 10 steps down.
Cool. Let's talk about Emma Hayes.
What's your thoughts?
What are you? Why are you see you?
I'm just drinking. I'm just. Can I not drink my drinking, please?
Because I saw a lot. on social media, and there was a lot of men talking this. It wasn't that she didn't want the job because she didn't want to be the first female to receive criticism or anything like that.
I've heard
Do you
worse.
know? Do you know when I
That's
do you know
light
when I hear
work.
that? I'm gonna be like, oh, so you've talked to Emma Hayes then? Yeah. So you know that she wanted to not do the men's game because that's news to me. Like, for me, I think if you're happy in the field that you're coaching, you shouldn't have to because society is telling you have to go there. If she wanted to go into the men's game, then cool. But if the females' game is where she's at,
let her live.
If you're Emma Hayes, would you have gone from Chelsea to AFC?
Right, let me answer this question personally.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
The reason why Sean, personally, I would have taken it I would have taken the job is because I believe that my pathway in coaching is to, because obviously I want to go into the men's game, is to open up that pathway for other women behind me. So I would have done it. But Emma Hayes' journey is not for that. Do you
think it's a pressure? That she
no,
didn't want to be the first person
there is a pressure.
Because do you think that she would have been the person the female to bridge that gap? Like you have, and did that come with a pressure?
But that's not her journey's different. Her journey's different.
Yeah, she might like.
I'm just asking.
At the end of the day, yeah. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day,
I know.
Hey, Lucia looked like she was gonna get
because me and Lucia have been doing this. We've been talking about it.
We're both wanting to be in the male game, so it's different. Our journey is different.
To do that for someone
we
else.
want to break barriers.
So it's not. I don't think you need to chat to Emma Hayes nicely. You know, you got to chat to her nicely because you know what? If you think about it, yeah, the reason why, like, I heard some horrendous stuff from
there was
men.
some bad stuff.
I heard men say she needs to go and start at under 16s, and I think, are you not buzzing?
Like, have you realised the W's this woman has got?
Do you know what she's done?
Why did I?
No, you should have asked me.
This is good though.
This is it.
Do you know the numbers that this woman has done? You need to chat to her nicely. She's won like 15 FA Cups.
What are you doing on there?
There was an issue as well. Was it with Newcastle or Leeds United if a woman got abused because of her views? One sec.
I'm not gonna lie.
I
will take my views and I will take the abuse because at the end of the day, you need to chat to her nicely. This woman, got nominated for like best FA women's manager in the whole world, and then you want her. She's dealing with international players that play for their country.
She's on a crazy win streak.
Chelsea made a creche for her. Chelsea made a creche just for her kids, you know.
Really?
So you think they're gonna go to AFC Wimbledon, who's about to get relegated to League 2? They don't have the budget for Emma. Talk to her nicely. Talk to her
That's the
nicely.
budget for
At
Emma.
the same time, she's got the qualifications.
Yeah.
She's got good achievements under her belt.
Qualified,
she's with a big club. Let's go back to men's now and men's coaching. Some men's coaches, have they got the qualifications?
No.
Have they got the W's that she's been getting?
No.
Are they in big clubs?
Yeah, but that was a good
are they in
appointment.
big
though.
clubs?
That was a very good appointment.
Are they in big clubs? Them coaches that may not have had the same achievements as her.
Of course.
They are.
Don't get me mad.
So that's what you need to think about. As in, you know, it. If you're happy,
what Lucia is saying, yeah. If you really think about it, Emma Hayes has got qualifications coming out of her backside. She's got winnings coming out of her backside. She's won all this stuff, but yeah, you're gonna get, obviously not to diss up your club, yeah, but then you're gonna get an unqualified, like a Wayne Rooney, no UEFA qualifications, walks into a job. Frank Lampard, done his A during pre-season, walks into a job, but you want to tell Emma she must go to AFC Wimbledon. You need to chat to this woman nicely.
I don't agree with this, but I know exactly what people are going to say to that when you said that, Sean. They're going to say, we've just like cut right out.
That's fine. I like listening. It's fine.
No, but what they were going to say is, oh yeah, but they were ballers. They were ballers. That's why they're there. And I get it. They are ballers. They are.
My point
Mourinho didn't kick ball, but he's won most stuff.
It's unfair to everyone else.
Frank Lampard, let's just say Eddie Newton or Frank Sinclair was at Derby, would he have got the job at Chelsea? So when Frank was appointed, he got appointed on who he was, not because of his coaching.
Some of football is that though. It's not only about what you've got.
When you
it's
look at
about
what
who you
Frank
know.
done at Derby, he didn't really do much. He didn't do any different to what previous managers have done.
No,
realistically,
I just think it's because it's not a reflection of Emma Hayes. It's because the women's game is not respected. So because it's not respected, they look at Emma Hayes and the players that she's coached, and they don't respect the players that she's coached. So they don't think that she's actually coaching good players.
So who's the best female coach out there in a minute?
For me, Emma Hayes, Casey Stoney, but do you know who I think is hard? Mary Phillips. Yeah, and no one talks about her, but she's in Peckham. She's in Peckham Town men's team, and she's doing very well. But at the end of the day, I mean, look at what happened to Farah. Yeah, she's got 100 caps for England or something,
Yeah.
and got a little meaty walk around the pitch. David Beckham got big ceremony and all these things.
Yeah.
There's no respect. Like, there's just no respect.
Everyone always top, innit?
Yeah, do
Everyone
you get
was
what I'm
top
trying
in
to
his
say?
last game.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, David Beckham is the
There was
guy.
an
but
issue
no.
as
So
well.
if go on.
I was going to say, what would you say the best route is for a female to transcend and get into a men's game and be respected?
Because I was
I
gonna
think you have to do the nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah, you
When
do.
Think about it, I
Yeah.
think there's talented coaches that are in semi-pro environments that don't get the chance. So how's a woman going to be able to break that barrier?
I think you're gonna have to do the nitty
Do
gritty
you know
stuff.
what? It's really
That's
hard.
It.
Do
The
you know
stuff
what?
you don't want to do.
Because
The
men,
thing that makes it hard though is that yes, there's some men that don't. They get there, or they're trying to. It's hard.
Yeah.
For women, it's even harder.
Yeah.
You have to be 100% and more
Yeah.
to be able to do that. Because
Yeah.
if you do one mistake as a woman in
That's
the
what I'm
game,
saying.
And
That's
then-
my next point.
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Let's just say the first woman comes in and she's a manager of a men's team. There's a lot
That's right.
of
One of
pressure
them's in
on
the
her.
room
Yeah.
right now.
Even if she's successful,
Yeah.
is that going to bridge the gap? Because if she fails, it's pretty much.
If she
closed the
fails,
door.
she's done.
No,
But
if
if
she done, was women are women going to get?
women
Yeah.
are done,
Yeah.
it's just like
Is that why no one's going to take that charge? Because the reason I ask is, who do you think the best coach is? And you say Emma Hayes.
Emma Hayes.
If she
Casey
doesn't,
Stoney,
if she hasn't gone across for whatever reasons, who's going to be the next one? Because she received a lot of criticism. If you see the criticism she received for it, how is anyone else going to go? You know what? I'll have a go at that.
The thing is that somebody one day will give a woman the opportunity. Yeah, it will happen one day when we don't know, but it will happen. Like, let's say that Mary Phillips got promoted and promoted and promoted and promoted. Yeah, then you have no choice but to chat to her. The thing is about as women, we have to be so loud in our field that you just can't chat to us. And then even what you said about our about being a woman and how hard it's gonna have to be, and you have to be 100% and more, and then throw black in there as well.
This
Why, Lulu?
Just knock off the show now. Yeah, just knock it off now. What? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a madness.
yeah.
It's mad because you got to work 10 times, even 20 times harder.
And you get taught that from young. Your parents always tell you, just remember, like, and you never
whole
like, used to
They're
understand.
mad, these people. You
Yeah.
have to work.
I never used to understand. I used to just think, oh, it's just like, you're just
Will that ever
saying
change?
You're just scaring me.
I don't know.
In
Right
Jesus'
now,
What?
name,
Stigma.
amen. Yeah, maybe
Like-
one day.
What's even
The
happening
stigma.
with the,
Yeah.
with the
Do you
with
think-
the knee? Have they scrapped it now?
Well, no. They haven't strapped
Nah.
it. What clubs are saying now is that they feel that taking a knee doesn't have an impact. So you think now, if you look in the last 2 weeks, how much racial abuse has been given to young black players online. So Wilf said publicly, I'm not taking the knee because it's not working. So it's just like now a stereotype. Like, let's just take the knee for the sake of it. It doesn't mean.
Yeah,
I think for things, it has to mean things to people. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's what clubs are saying now, that it has no meaning no more. It's gone out the window. When it
They need
first,
to step up and do something else because
is it the people?
I just think,
They
do
need
you
to
know
do a
what?
lot,
I'm not
though.
gonna
A
lie. I
lot.
just think the reason why things are not changing is because the conversations are happening in the wrong rooms.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. As
sorry.
happening in the wrong rooms. It's just like we can sit down and have this conversation,
Yeah.
and I could have a conversation with Lucia openly about race. I could have a conversation with you openly about race, yeah. But I don't think that people that are racist basically are having conversations with
They
each
don't want
other.
to hear it. They don't want to hear it.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they're just, as black people, we feel comfortable talking about the things that are happening to us, but we're not speaking about it with the people who it's not happening to. Do you know what I mean? So it's them that need to be educated. I mean, even with going back to the Emma Hayes thing, I think what I quite liked about what happened is that I did get a lot of male coaches that came to me and said, Sean, tell me about your views. Tell me about what you think. Tell me about what it was like they were open to the education. Do you know what I mean? So that I don't mind. And some stuff, like, I had a guy say to me, we had a Zoom call the other day. That's how much he wanted my opinion. We set up a Zoom call, and he said to me that the only reason why he thinks that women would struggle to manage men is because as women, we will never understand the male ego. That's probably the most sensible thing I think
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what?
Male
I hear
ego
that.
is
I
lost.
actually hear that, because as women, we will never understand a male's ego the same way
Because
how
we're
men.
not as egotistical.
Yeah, because we're not. But men will also never understand a women's emotion.
We're not all
What do you
egotistical.
think
Say,
about,
yeah,
what do
so-
you think about men calling us emotional?
I got called emotional. Hey, don't do it.
I called him emotional
No,
about 20
see,
minutes
I'm
ago.
gonna keep my
I
mouth
call him
shut.
emotional when he walks up the
That's
steps as
just
well.
it.
The truth is that I'm not gonna lie. I don't take offence to that. And the reason why personally I don't take offense to it is because as women, we are emotional, but if you want to get really deep, suicide rates are higher in men.
Yep, I saw
Yeah,
that.
because men are taught to not be emotional.
Yeah, I read it in the newspaper.
And also, when you talk about
Get me on this show every week.
Hey, my job's done. Done.
it's also a part of, you know, the emotions. You might want to, when it's talked about emotion, it doesn't have to be seen as a negative.
Yeah.
If you're emotional and you're
you're right.
positive, that means, you know, we might have better understanding of, for example, let's say in a coaching environment, we can have better understanding of a player. We might have more empathy. We might be able to relate to something, which means they can relate to us.
Yeah.
So there is positives to both to that side. You know, you don't have to say, just because you're emotional. Because
I think
I've seen men be emotional. I've seen females.
Same.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because it means that you care.
100%. I think, like, let's say, like, for you two, because obviously you're still playing, do you think in your respective environments, in your clubs, do you think you have to stop yourself from being emotional because that's how you're labelled?
Yes. I do. I'll boil it up.
You bottle it up.
Yeah, I'll boil
Why?
it up. I don't know. I just.
Have you
obviously,
always been like that?
I've always been I've always been like, because I'm always the one that seemed like the happiest and the
you feel you gotta live up to
bubbliest.
that.
Well, I was going to say that because I said to these lot, she always smiles.
So obviously,
all
I'm
the
just
time.
like, whenever I'm down, the vibe's just not there, innit? So it's like, I'll just hold it in, but obviously, yeah.
So what if you have a down day?
You can't really have down days. If you have down days, my friends pick me up, they'll be like, Tyra, you're not yourself.
So can you see potentially how unhealthy that could be?
Yeah, I can see it. That's why, I can see it.
What about you?
What's the
Alicia?
first question again? Sorry, I remember the second question, but the first one.
Do you feel like in your respective
Yeah,
environment,
yeah.
wherever you're playing right now, do you feel like you have to bottle up your emotions? Because as a woman, you're deemed to be emotional.
Are you an emotional person? It's turned into a
Yeah,
counselling
but
session,
Innit?
innit?
Therapy session.
Tell me about your problems.
I'm an emotional person. Outside football, I feel like I have to bottle up, but I do. But within football, I don't feel like my club makes me have to bottle it up.
Okay, which is
That's
good.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
But
which is
football's
good.
like kind of my release in a way. So when I come to football, I forget everything, all the stresses, uni stresses, work stress.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry,
That's what it's
Literally,
like.
like, even
Do you
if
know
I'm
what? I
playing
think
bad or
a
have
lot
a
of
bad
people can
day,
relate to that.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah,
I'm having a
100%.
bad training session, listen, once I'm
After
in
football is done.
yeah.
So what do you lot think? I should point this one to you as well. As a coach, what do you think is the
I thought you were going to say as an emotional person.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't
the
do
most emotional moment you've had at football?
that.
Have you cried?
At football?
Don't lie.
As a coach?
Have you cried?
As a coach? Or
Yeah, as a
player?
coach.
No.
As a player.
Have I cried as a coach? No, I haven't cried as a coach.
Player?
100% I've cried as a player.
What,
Cried.
like, I just
No,
lost...
not in front of my teammates. No, I'm not going to cry. My dad's, do you know when you want to cry, yeah? Someone says, they can see you're going to cry, and they go, what's wrong? And you can't hold it in no more.
Yeah.
You lip starts going,
yeah,
get in
it
the car.
start trembling.
But again, it's that stigma of male. Like, my dad will be like, oh, don't cry.
Yeah.
Not don't cry because you don't want me to, but come on, man,
Yeah.
wipe your tears. Because it's
Yeah.
like, you don't want to cry in front of teammates because you're worried about how you'll be portrayed.
Yeah.
No one wants to see two men, as we always say, two men crying or hugging up another man crying.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
don't want to see that. So from young, you're taught that don't cry in front of the lads, don't cry in front of your teammates. But as you said, it's an emotion. It's natural.
Yeah.
So what do you think's your most emotional moment?
As a coach, it was hard when we lost in the Vars at SCR. We went to Bristol, and there's a long way to go. A lot of preparation, a lot of hard work. I think we won 4 away games on the bounce. Brian was there. Going all the way to Bristol, and it's a lot of emotion going there. Sort of obviously, especially you've got families, you're not going for a long time, but leaving behind, switching on, going there, and to lose in a manner that we weren't good that day at all. And as well,
So where you lost?
as coaches, Brian will understand, we played the occasion, not the game. I allowed definitely me, the occasion get to me. It's like, hang on a minute, we're 2 games from Wembley. Let's play the occasion, not the game. And it's the easiest thing to say. So just little things. It's a game of 90 minutes. We know at half-time things are going, we'll change it. Let's change it now. But it's not a league game where we're playing for points. So the next round of the cup, we're going to Wembley. And then it's got to that 80 minutes. We go to make a change, go 2-0 down. So now you're not being proactive, we're reactive. It's reactive coaching. And it's like, I remember looking at Brian, like, oh my God, this is long. And then we scored in the 90th minute. And then the expectation as a coach to put back on your players, like, you want too much because we know we haven't done enough for the players. Does that make sense? So you know what I mean? So we're grilling players for doing things that we're not encouraging them to do or giving them help with. So now the ownership is, I fail. It's almost like the players need to feel that because of my emotions.
Yeah.
And that's not right as a coach.
Yeah.
So after that game, I remember sitting there, and the other team was celebrating. They were throwing beers, drinks, and we were sitting there. I was like, I need to go.
That's painful.
Yeah.
My heart.
And the thing
My
is,
heart for
the
you.
thing is, you can be mad, but if I won away, I'd be doing
I'd be flinging
Same
beers as
in
well.
their face.
Yeah, I'd be flinging beers too.
That's it.
In your
Feed them
face,
to the lions.
probably.
That's what I'm saying. I'll probably say it's good.
And do you know what? Yeah, the maddest thing. Yeah, someone said to me afterwards, "Come here, let me talk to you." One of the fans, I don't want to talk to no one. I'm talking to you for. I said, you know, we never had a shot on target
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
until the
Don't hear
88th
that.
minute, and I was like, "Cheers, mate." You
Innit?
fucking. And these man are singing Oasis and the food was shit. I was like, I just need to go home, bro. And we had to drive back from Bristol, Bitten, all the way home, and
That's
it
the
was
worst.
there's 5 of us in
Silence,
there.
man.
5 of us. I just want to sleep. I don't want to talk. You know when people want to talk about it, I don't want to talk to nobody.
No.
I just want to open my eyes, walk through my door, and just not talk to no one. And I think when I got home, my mum. It's just a game. Don't ever say that. Mum, don't say that.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
yeah. So I think in terms of emotion, I never felt emotion like that as a coach, and until that game.
You know what? But that's why it's good. Even though obviously it's heartbreaking that that's actually happened. It's good that you've had that emotion.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a few people might have said this saying, but it's a saying that I live by: is either you win or you learn.
Yeah.
Right. So even though it was a hard situation to actually go through, that emotion and feeling that emotion has helped you now know what
I
you
think
want to do.
COVID's been massively emotional for coaches. I think again, take SIAN.
Oh, 100%.
We were top, flying, haven't lost. Last 32 of the VARs, and I think the way we were going this year felt right. Like you always say it's a hard time, but this year everything was going well, and then it's like, yeah, COVID.
I think
Lockdown.
like
Cheers, Boris.
with that COVID stuff, I know
said no.
like when I was coaching Walton Hersham under 18s, we were flying top of the league. Obviously, it's my first management, management. I was doing managements before, but I was assistant manager before. So like my first real manager. This was my boys, my style of play. It was everything. And then when we're flying top of the league, and then COVID came, and it's like null and void. That's deflating because this is a part of my journey that's been taken away from me.
And you know what? I can relate to that.
Now I've got to beg it on my CV.
Because-
On top of the league before COVID-19. I just feel like a mum.
Exactly the same reason.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Do you
just
think
annoying.
I spoke to a lot of people? Has COVID demotivated you? Like, for instance, now,
No.
see you to who said no? You.
Me.
Oh, you
It
said no.
hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
It
I was
hasn't.
gonna say,
It's made me even more.
like,
It's
Everyone
made me
wants football to
explore
return, yeah.
Different routes.
Yeah,
See,
that's one as well.
but going back to, this gonna start. I don't know how to explain this. Right, we were talking about this earlier. I got a 1-to-1 tomorrow, and it feels like I forgot how to coach.
Yeah, as coaches, I know you'll be able to relate to this.
Yeah.
I know you will. Is that like coaching? As coaches, we're feeling brain dead. Because we're not
Yeah, that's
coaching
how I
anyone.
generally felt.
So
Like,
it's like
It's-
you're just like
it's such a
one
physical
thing is that when
thing
you
to
spoke
do.
earlier about courses, is that like I think that you learn about 20% on a course, the rest you learn on the grass.
Yeah.
So I think there are times where like you just can't. You just there are situations that get handed to you,
Yeah.
and you just don't know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
So
It's like winging
and you learn. Do you know what I mean? It's not until you watch a game and you think, oh, I realised like I know if that Walton Hersham experience didn't happen to me, I went through a time where my midfielders were taking too many touches in the central area. Until you watch that happen, then you go back and you plan a session around taking less touches in your middle third, basically.
Yeah.
If I didn't watch that happen, I would never have thought to do a session on that.
No, of course.
So now that there's no football to coach, it's like I just feel like a dance now. Like I just feel like I don't know what.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
know what I
so
mean? Like I'm
practical.
just out here, just brain dead. So it's hard.
I mean, I can relate to it as well because it's the same kind of aspects for me. So where you're saying that the courses you only get possibly 20%, most of it's on field. It's like, so when I did my UA4B, it was 2018, and I was with a men's team. I was the man, like I was the head, I was person in charge of that team, that Saturday team, and so I was using my B stuff and bringing it into that, and I was the one that's like, because it was me, being in control of the team. I would be the one that the tactic sides would come out and bring in some of the B stuff that I'm bringing. Obviously, you need to adapt it to your environment because you can't bring everything from a B into it, but you're bringing it into it, and then being able to use what I did to then bring it into the next season, and then be able to use. So last season, not the one that's just come, so 2000, where it's supposed to end 2019, just before lockdown,
COVID, yeah.
we were in the running to win the league, and for me, I can get emotional about that because I think I used some of the stuff from my course. I've put it practically into it. I've then bring it into the next season after I finished my course, and it's working and things are achieving, and I'm in the title to win the league here, and all of a sudden COVID comes, and I don't get that, and there's going to be a what if always hanging over that. What if, because I could have won the league, and I could have had that on my thing.
It's frustrating. How do you think? Because you obviously had the opposite in it. You both said that you were like that you feel motivated more.
Well, I was gonna say you've been busy and you said this. I want to know. Talk to me because I need to maybe roll with you lot a bit more.
Are doing bits in COVID. So what's going on?
She's doing bits. We're both doing bits.
So how has it motivated you more?
Like for example, as a player, so before COVID, I was obviously going gym, but there was days when I can't bother because I wake up like 6 a.m. and go gym. That was me like 4 or 5 times a week.
That's because you're 20.
Yeah.
Why? So when I get older, that's not gonna happen anymore.
Well,
Are you waking up at 6 a.m. to go gym? Because I'm not.
But yeah, so that was me, and then obviously gyms were closed, and then there was like this was the first lockdown. There was a good like 3 weeks where I was sleeping like I wasn't getting up. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock would come and go, and I was still in my bed. But then I was just like, nah, because when obviously it's not gonna stay like this forever. So when things do open back up, I don't want to be so unfit, or do you know what I mean? Because it's just long to get back in. So I was like, do you know what? Let me just go for jogs, and literally 6 o'clock every morning out.
Business.
Yeah, literally 5K,
5K.
half an hour runs, whatever. I was doing it. The Nike app has them little tempo runs where the little motivation. They're just chatting out my music. I'm trying to listen to my music. They're just chatting.
Supported you during COVID?
They have, but I haven't really responded to it because I'm just trying to do my own thing.
Ooh, how's the club taken to that? To you not responding?
Not that like
no release papers.
Like they're trying to because I'm on the Nike running app. They have another one. I can't. It's called Strava. Listen, I can't work my way around that, and plus, like I would like to, but I can't work my way around it, and it's like I reassure them I'm still training myself. I'm still working out. Like even so, they have every Thursday they have like fitness sessions. I can't attend that because I've got work. And as I said, I'm the youngest, and everyone's in their field, in their job. They have their 9 to 5. So when they can do their fitness sessions, I can't do that because I'm working and I'm still at uni. And that's what I say. Everyone's older than me, and they're not really understanding.
Can I ask questions again? You as players, do you feel that? How do you feel that your bond is right now with your teammates, with everything that's going on?
Tyra's in her own league. She don't care about team.
She's got Sky in
there. Sky, BT.
No, I chat to everyone, so I think like I get that FaceTime here and there. Obviously, I'm very busy, so like
Really?
like messages. I reply to messages.
Hey, listen, don't do it.
Okay,
don't do it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay, if I have your number saved.
Wow, the disrespect! The disrespect! Basically, I don't have your number,
You had to reschedule. She was 40 minutes late, and she hasn't even saved my number.
No, your number is saved on both phones. I promise you that now.
What about the third phone?
No, I ain't got no phone.
Well, do you think COVID's had a big impact in your relationship with your teammates, or do you think that it still feels fairly like you feel fairly?
Me personally, not that I never got on with my teammates, but me and my teammates don't connect because they're all older than me, and they are all white. Like I'm the only, or one of the only black.
Young girls, that's an interesting point.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can relate.
But
to
I'm
that
kind of
one,
used to it because I was playing for Kingstonian FC, and again I was one of the only blacks.
Does it feel awkward being the only black person?
I think I'm literally used to it. I think at first it did, and like bringing like if I'm trying to bring like my other friends in, like obviously my other friends most of them are black. It's awkward for them, but to me it's not. Yeah. I'm just used to it.
You have to give that pre-warning, by the way.
Not by the way, but I'm just like to them. First of all, they're all older than you, like significantly older than you, and we're kind of the only black.
Why did you whisper that in the mic?
You're one of the youngest, and
yeah.
on top of that, you're one of the fewer black players, basically.
Exactly.
So do you feel isolated?
Not that I feel isolated, but they want to go pub and that, and
you're not
I'm
a pub girl.
girl.
Yeah.
Well, after match, After the match, I want to go home, shower, and relax. After the match, they're ready to go pub. I'm like,
Do you think that's
listen,
an
I'll
old
see you
school
later.
thing of football? Yeah, let's win and go to the pub.
I
Like,
think, do you know what? Yeah, I'll be
it's
honest with
bonding.
you. I think like I used to have that same opinion. I think when I was younger, but now I think I like the pub after the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Some
I'm here for-
clubs have like pubs within their stadiums.
Yeah.
And the managers make it
Clubhouses.
compulsory. Yeah, clubhouses.
Yeah,
And
that's
managers
it, yeah.
make it compulsory to stay
I
after
did.
the match.
Yeah, same for me.
when I was
yeah.
gaffer, and let me tell you the thinking. When I was Collinswood manager, I put it in place not to come and drink and get drunk, but at our level, at step 5, you're reliant on people coming, paying to come in, spend time out of their day. So if them people then are going to come in a clubhouse, especially if people are getting paid, I think it's respect. It's a respect thing for me, just to spend some time with them people that have invested, bought a program, know who you are. You don't know that person, but they're turning up every week because they're seeing TYRAMILLS or TYRA's playing. TYRA scored again. And they're your biggest fan, but you don't know that unless you come to the clubhouse. That's what it was more for me, to buy back into the club.
That's a togetherness. That's quite normal.
But
Yeah.
again, when I played, it is a stigma because you had to. If you didn't stay,
You get fined.
It's a fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Don't get me
It's a
wrong.
fine, Yeah.
You got the boys, but then we have boys that go, I'll pay the fine. And then every week, they're paying the fine. And it's like, hang on a minute, now, I'm paying the fine, I'll just pay the fine.
No,
I'll
it's
pay the
past
fine,
the
I'll pay the
point,
fine.
innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
So
mad.
actually, why I'm actually implementing it, people aren't.
I think it's a lot of the time you stay. You try to make it a part of your togetherness in your team,
Yeah.
innit? So, and I think that there's loads of, and we've all experienced times where after a game you're vexed. And you're trying to
Yeah.
cut. You're trying to
Listen.
leave. Do you know what I mean? I know there's been times.
I'm
trying to leave, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, these
I'm
are
trying to
worse.
leave,
We
like,
won't
I'm trying
talk
to
to anyone.
no one.
We won't and they come training on Tuesday, like nothing happened on Saturday, you know? You're right. I'm like, yeah.
Substituted and score straight on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of them ones.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're coming
No,
off,
no.
all right, cool.
See you later.
Hey, listen, I've had him play before. He'd be 3-0 up, and I think, you know what, we've got a big game Tuesday.
I need
85th minute, he
you off.
scored, got 2 assists, V. And he would look at me like, me? There's 5 minutes left, just get managing the game. I'm like, we've got a game Tuesday. But he fully won't want to hear it.
I took
Everything
decision
personal.
personal.
Yeah,
That's what-
personal. Quickly, so just moving on quickly, because I think we're coming to the end. Couple of things. Lucia, you tweeted, I believe, talking about male, and there shouldn't be looked at as male and female coaches. Everyone should be just looked at in that industry, coaches. What was your thinking behind that?
So I think obviously there's a lot of things coming up. I know we've talked about MMAs and things like that, but there's always quite a lot coming on regarding, if you're a female coach, you be looked at different, or if you're a male coach coaching in the women's game, for example, or you go in there because it's deemed easier. And I think in general, I just think as coaches, if you're good at what you're doing and you're actually working yourself hard to develop yourself as a coach, wanting to get the best from your players, wanting the best impact, regardless what gender you're coaching, regardless what gender you are, you should just be seen as a coach.
Yeah.
Not, oh, look, there's a coach over there and she's
The
female.
industry is coaching, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we spoke about it, but if that was the case, there would be male UEFA Bs and female UEFA Bs.
That is
But there
so
isn't,
true.
is there?
Yeah.
There's badges,
Yeah.
so
They try and say football's a man's game, but football is a people's game.
Yeah.
So let's get that out there from now.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be seen at.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull the chair at the
But
end.
you know
of
me,
the-
you know already I don't have no filter, so I just think when there's
Oh,
people,
yeah.
so I think when there's people that say
Yeah.
say nonsense, it's normally like, was it not you that I voice noted yesterday about?
Oh, I thought you were
if
going to say
can't-
something. I didn't say nothing.
if a man comes to me and tells me, well, you're a female coach or whatever nonsense you want to come with, if your first touch is meaty. Or you-
Yeah, it was
or
me.
you-
It was
or you
me.
can't- it was, innit? And
Yeah.
I voice noted you and I said, if you can't receive the ball in the half turn, shut up.
Yeah,
I don't
shut
want to hear what
up.
you've got to say. I don't want to hear it. I don't hear it. Do you know what I mean? If I have to coach you to receive the ball on the half turn, if you can chat to me, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So that's why I just think that.
Yeah,
all
and
the-
it's
the
like
opinions are
it's
nonsense.
like there's always sentences that come. Oh, so there's a football coach, and she's female, and it's like. I'd just like to be seen as Lucia, the coach. On that
Yeah.
grass,
Not
on
the
that pitch, I'm a coach.
Definitely
I'm
not the
nothing
physio.
else. Yeah,
Definitely
not
not
the
the
physio.
physio, thank
Exactly. So it's just get to that point that I think, regardless, because if you're in the coaching in the females game, it's deemed as it might be easier, but it's not. It's coaching is the same fundamentals, and the mindsets and the players that you're managing are going to be different.
Yeah.
The actual fundamentals of coaching is the same. So the same way, it's not a privilege if a woman is in a man's game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
If they're
cool.
good enough and they're attempting everything they can, is what to do to be the best coach they can for their players, for their team, for their club, then just see them for what they are, which is a coach.
Cool. Thank you. Never be afraid to start something new.
That was me.
Was that you?
Guilty.
Cool. So where did it come? It pretty much speaks for itself, but give me the sort of background behind, because it blew up a little bit, right?
Yeah, it did actually.
Where was that then?
Oh my
Sky
God.
Sports, BT's. Oh, BT
BT
Sports.
Sport.
Okay, cool.
Sky Sports
So go on. So talk to me. So what was the thinking behind that?
I don't know. I was thinking about my story and everything, and then I think I said something, and then it just went zoom with the ultimate goal. On
Where did
BT
it go?
Sport. It's still going.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just yeah.
Just yeah.
It
Just
just,
no more
yeah.
background. Just yeah.
just
You
went-
know,
it
it
just
came,
went-
it
it just-
saw, it conquered.
Yeah, and it's
Is there a
still going.
because there? Never be afraid to start something new because.
No, just never be afraid to start something new. If you don't make it in football, don't be afraid
Alright,
to.
cool. So let me ask you
start
this:
something
what
new.
does that mean to you? Because there's obviously a hidden meaning behind it.
Yeah.
If I
Because
don't
not
make it in
everyone's
football-
got that thought process. Because I know me, if I failed at something, I'm not doing this. I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna keep.
You think if I don't
If I
if
don't
you don't make
succeed
it
in
in
football,
Mhm.
then obviously there's other options for me. Just
are you not scared of that?
yeah, I'm not scared of that.
That's good.
Cool. Where do you see yourself in 3 years' time? 5 years' time, let's say. 5 years. 3
Yeah,
years,
5
let's
years.
5 years.
5 years. Keep progressing up the football ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Be on my A
Yep.
license, and just keep trying to break those barriers,
Cool.
because I think part of my journey
Mm-hmm.
is, regardless if I don't get to my end goal, is to be able to break barriers. So any other females that are coming into coaching that think this is something that I want to do, don't let society or anything stop them. If you want to go for something, achieve it, keep going. If I can break those barriers down a little bit for female coaches coming up, then that's already a goal in myself. I've achieved something that, even if I don't get to the point that I want to get to, if someone else does, then I'm happy.
Perfect. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years.
Big 30, you know?
I know.
Or where would you like to be in 10 years' time?
In a position where I have inspired other females to, not specifically, aside from the organisation I want to start up in Jamaica, but just inspire females to stay in sport, because like a lot of my friends, like my age, they actually they started football, and then for let's say around the past 2 years they've just completely stopped.
Yeah, drop off the
Because-
Already?
Yeah, drop off
Like
massively,
completely
innit,
stopped
from,
because
16.
like life gets in the way, but uni gets in the way, and I feel like you have to have like boys. I think is a bit easier for them to just carry on because their friends are
There's
around,
more
or they can just go
incentives.
into the cage. Girls, like, we proper have to have it set out a day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A set time, a set place. So yeah, just to keep them involved in the sport, not so football as well, but like sport in general. Because when I say that they've completely fallen off, like gym is hardly touchable for them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just keep them involved in sport, because it's a good thing. It's an amazing thing. It takes stress away, as I said, from life. And then also hopefully my organisation in Jamaica will be up and running. Yeah,
Amen.
would go the
Amen.
same way.
I
I
think,
think
I think there's
Amen.
transferables there, because I know like when I'm not kicking ball during off season, I play netball.
okay.
Yeah, and there's transferables there. There's sometimes
Yeah.
I watch, like, my mum's a netball coach, and I watch her put on sessions, and I think, I swear I can do this with football.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure I could translate this somehow.
Yeah.
Even vice versa, she'll see me planning sessions, and she'll ask me about them so that she can transfer them into netball.
Yeah.
So I think sport in general that's a good route to
Yeah.
go down.
T. 6 months, Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself
6
tomorrow?
months, millionaire.
You know?
Where are you
Yeah.
doing tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, where are you gonna be? Who are you gonna be with tomorrow? No. 10 years, T. Where do you see yourself?
Hopefully I would have been.
Completed life.
No, I would have had my level 1 goalkeeping, level 1 futsal,
I want to
and
do that
my
as well,
level
you know?
3
What, goalkeeping.
Yeah,
and my level
futsal.
3 football qualification.
I've done my level 1 futsal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the technique that's in futsal.
Yeah,
I
me
like it.
too.
And I'd want to do
It's
goalkeeping
mad.
as
I
well.
mean, you can
Apparently
just
it's
transfer
really
it into
good
the
as well to
football as
just-
well.
Be able to use both of them.
Yeah, it is. I'd want to do the goalkeeping's a good shout as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I give goalkeepers stick. You know, you're a coach.
I
and I
like-
think they're the most neglected player on the pitch.
Goalkeeping is a very.
Do you ever talk to
isolated,
goalkeepers?
strange
What did
role.
you say? I don't know. I just saw the shoulder. What did you say?
Nothing. Go on.
Okay.
You ever seen what? What did you say?
Hold on, though. I think that's too far away.
What?
Level 1 goalkeeping and
In
level
10 years.
I would.
You could do that
As in,
2
I would
years.
have completed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably been on more TV shows. I would have, I would have played WSL football, either championship or full time.
Love that.
And it's probably up in my role, like more like a more female community person, like helping the next generation, because I see like the girls I coach now, I'm like their big sis. They say, "Oh, you're like my big sis, Tyra." So I just want to just keep doing that, and obviously, help kids in youth clubs as well, because I came up from a youth club.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I can relate to that. Staying in the community is definitely one that I think more people should be involved
Remember
in.
where you came from, boy.
yeah,
100%
that's actually.
And I think the last thing is social media. Shout your social media out so people can follow your journey.
I don't need no more followers.
And I wasn't even going to go to Tyra. This is the only bit she's been waiting for. Yeah, just watch this.
So my portfolio is TYRAMILLS.space. My Instagram is TYRAMILLS_, and my Twitter is Tyra 2 A's Mills. And my LinkedIn is TYRAMILLS.
Booking fee, $4 grand.
I haven't got an agent yet, but it's coming soon now.
Oh my God.
Any takers, please. I'm getting booked up recently, so
Oh my. Cool. Socials.
Right, I don't have Instagram.
Oh wow. 20-year-old that doesn't
I
have
don't have
Insta.
Instagram.
Can't believe
I
this.
don't have Instagram. I only have Snapchat.
Do you want to shout? You don't have to. We can just.
And LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Link, there you go.
LESHA, Edmund, EDMAN.
Sorry, say that again because I might have been talking.
Sorry, LESHA, EDMAN is my LinkedIn. My Snapchat is.
You don't have to shout.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shout it out.
Luch.
My Twitter is LUCIA_Chia.
Lucia_Chia.
Yeah.
And my co-host, you want to shout out your socials, in case people want to follow your
Careful, you want to be careful if you want to come to my Twitter.
Oh, is your last name Hills?
No, that's not me. Whoever that is.
Are you in a coaches group chat? Black Coaches Network group chat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you in there as well?
Yeah, I seen it pop up one
Link
time.
me in the chat.
Friends.
Come on. Yeah. I am in there. Yeah.
Coaches.
Why are you feeling left out? Why are you feeling left out?
Don't worry, we got your fresh group chat anyway. Global. No, them global ones, different continents and stuff. You know?
Don't hate, man.
I can add
Yeah, I am.
you. You see, friends?
You don't need me anyway.
No, Sean.
Yeah, my Twitter is Sean's Room. My Instagram is SeanMarie93, but I'm not gonna lie, it's private. So if I don't know you, I'm probably not gonna accept you. But yeah, Twitter's open, Sean's Room. Yeah, but just tread carefully in it because my Twitter can get wild sometimes. So I'm just letting you know.
Do you follow back on Instagram?
From us at Urfreshtv Sports, again, thank you very much for taking time out your Friday evening, whether you was an hour late or what. You still came. That's what matters. That's what matters. But thank you very much for coming on. Keep inspiring people, keep pushing, and thank you to you, young lady, for coming on.
Anytime, man. I appreciate
jumping.
it.
Definitely,
It's been a
man.
blast.
We've got something coming for you anyway. So
We'll talk business off camera,
all platforms, Urfreshtv Sport, apart from YouTube, it's Urfreshtv. Keep following, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing. Jump in the DMs. We will pick up your messages. Urfreshtv Sport, and we're out.